Hey guys, what's up? This is Tay, and I'm going live once again today. And I have a very interesting story to tell you guys today. And it's a story of a friend, but the characters are changed. So yeah, and today I'm drawing my own character, and the story is about her. And I hope you guys like it. And comment if you want me to do more stories like these. So this is my first character that I'm going to be doing today. And this is my next character that I am going to be doing in another live that I'll be doing. So let's just wait for people to show up. Until then, I'll just take out my colors and everything. So I've got these, I've got the blowers, got the blow pens, I've got these, then I've also got these. So I've got a lot of stationery. I'll tell you, one of my favorite pens are these. This is my sister's, but yeah, I like it because of its cute pen accessory. This guy, this little astronaut that's hanging on down to him. Yeah. So let's start. Sup. Okay, so I'm gonna start with but I'm gonna go with purple. Let's start. So I think I'm gonna zoom into the character. Yes. Let's start. Hi to the one person who's watching me right now. Okay, so let's do pink now. Okay, so let's start narrating Mika's story now. Because I am so excited to tell you guys her story that I wrote. Okay, so we're done with the ears. So Mika narrates her story something like this to me. I woke up to loud noises coming from our living room. I went down just to see my mom and dad fighting. 10 minutes later, two strange looking men walked in and started talking to mom and dad. Soon my brothers woke up and they were as confused as me. Anyways, before I hop into the worst day of my life, let me introduce myself. My name is Mika. I'm a fashion designer in New York, and I in New York. Please like and subscribe to Creative Channel by Tay. I grew up in Japan all my life with my parents and my twin brothers. My life took a 360-degree turn on one random morning. Now, the story goes very interesting as we move along. Because apparently, it has a very weird twist to it. So Mika narrates it further that what happened on that day. So after she saw the two strange men talking to her mom and dad, and then her brothers woke up, saw the same scene, and they were all confused. The fact why two random strangers they don't know would come randomly out of nowhere into their house and start talking to their parents. However, they didn't have time to think about all of this. Hello, nickname expert. Soon, they saw their mom and dad packing their stuff, telling their kids that take care of yourself because they'll be away on some mission for 2 months. And the kids are confused from to the moon and back to the earth because they don't know what's going on. They never seen these two men, and they've never seen their mom and dad act so strange. However, they do believe in their mom and dad, so then question them and did as they say. So apparently, the dad asked them to fly to New York from Japan and start their lives there. This is how Mika was led to New York. The parents gave them their credit card, their bank account number, every single detail to access the money in their accounts, and just left without another word. Now, these kids are in their teens, so the brothers are around 20 years old, older than Mika, and Mika is around 16 to 17 years old. She's confused and scared at the same time because she doesn't know what's going to happen next. As we move forward, 6 months later, 6 months into New York, these guys are living a nice and comfortable life because they have enough money. The brothers have taken part-time jobs in New York, and Mika is studying in a high school. The brothers are in the universities, and they're living a pretty normal life, still missing their parents and their life back in Japan. However, one night they get a text from a random number stating that their mom and dad are in danger. So at first they believe it's a prank because if they were really in danger, hi Rika, because if their mom and dad were really in danger, they would have texted them. Now this message keeps popping up every now and then, and it's getting creepier by the minute. They're having a movie night, just the siblings, but every now and then they keep hearing a message pop, and then the last message made them stood up from their place and run to their rooms. Because the last message stated that I'm outside and I want to talk. Yeah, nickname expert, her name is Mika. And I want to talk. And they don't know who the person is. They don't know if it's a woman or a man. But what they surely know is it's someone who they extremely cannot trust. So these three siblings go up to their specific rooms, stay in contact through their mobile phones, and apparently stayed up all night and took a day off from school in every single place because they were scared that the person might follow them to their work or their educational place where they study, probably university or high school. Now, 2 days forward, nothing happens. Everything is all normal, no weird text messages, no person following them, no nothing. So they are pretty relaxed now for the fact that nothing is happening now. Probably it was just a prank from someone. Now, this girl, Mika, she is turned 18 by now. It's been 2 years to this thing happen. Now, she's 18, and her brothers, for business, because they were in New York, they opened their own business, which was of clothings. Like, it was a clothing brand they opened, and they had to travel for business for a week to LA because there was a premiere happening for a movie and they were supposed to give out customized tees to celebs that were attending the premiere. Now, the brothers ask Mika to come along, but she says no because she has her exams coming up and she won't really want to focus. And she's not a hardcore Hollywood fan, so she's not that interested in. She loves to watch anime. So she says that she doesn't want to go and she stays back home. And apparently she's all alone because the brothers are obviously in LA. Now everything goes by very fine for 2 days. On the third day, she hears a knock. She expects her friend to be there. Her friend's name is Susan because they're supposed to have a sleepover at her place. She was going to pick Mika up and Mika was supposed to go down to Susan's place to have a sleepover. Now Mika's all packed and waiting for Susan. There's a knock on the door. She expects it to be Susan and opens the door just to see a crazy looking woman staring at her. Just to see a crazy looking woman staring at her with bloodshot eyes. Now she's scared. She closes the door, she locks the windows, and she's panically calling Susan. And she's like, finally, Susan picks up her phone and she goes all crazy and she's like, pick me up. There's a crazy woman at my door and crazy woman at my door. And she goes on and on and on about how the woman is looking. And Mika and Susan goes, that I'm outside your door. Please open it. I don't see any woman or anybody outside there. So Mika opens the door, and as said, Susan was standing outside of the door, and there was no crazy woman. Now she expected to see her in the bushes or anywhere along the road, but later she figured that it might be her imagination because a lot has happened in the past 2 years to her. Now fast forward to one day left for her brother's return. She is still at Susan's and is having a great time. And let's not forget the fact that Susan's parents are there. So this crazy woman walks up at Susan's house and started knocking on the door, So Susan's mom opens the door and asks her, "Who are you? Do I know you? Have we met before?" She goes like, "No, but I'm Mika's aunt, her mom's mother. Sorry, Mika's aunt. I'm her mom's sister." So the lady goes in, calls Mika, and tells her that there's some aunt of yours that's standing outside the door. Now Mika goes that I don't have an aunt and apparently no relatives. So the woman is now worried because, well, apparently Susan's mom's worried because there's a woman outside the door pretending to be Mika's aunt. And Mika's saying that she doesn't have an aunt. So she calls the police, and the woman starts justifying herself and shows Mika's birth certificate and some letters from her parents. So it makes her believe that she's her aunt. Now the woman is led inside the house by Susan's mom. So now this woman is led inside the house by Mika's mom. Sorry, by Susan's mom, and is being interrogated by Mika. Why? Because Mika's asking her, "Where's my mom and dad? Who are you? How do you know me? And how do you know where I am?" So she tells on her the whole story. That story is the real plot twist here. So apparently, when Mika's parents were young, in high school, they were both orphans. They didn't have any parents, they didn't have any siblings or anybody. But apparently, this aunt of Mika's was a friend of her mom from the orphanage. All three of them got adopted by a mafia leader who needed three strong bodyguards. He trained them and hired them to work for him. So this mafia leader works for an undercover agency that punishes criminal activities happening from criminals who does activities against women or against anybody. So they're like a secret agency that works to save the world. These three are hired by them and they've been working there since a very long time. Soon, Mika's mom and dad, let's call them Ellie and James. So Ellie and James were sent on a mission to Japan for 2 months, and there they fell in love in the time interval of 2 months and gave birth to Mika's twin brothers. So the agency fired them and they started their life in Japan. And then 2 years later, Mika was born. After 2 years, uh, after Mika turned 16, so according to the agreement they made with the agency, when Mika would turn 16, they would come back and work for them. Now that they were working for the agency again, they reunited with their friend. Her name is Ella. So Ella is a friend and a sister to Mika's mother. She came back to tell Mika that her parents were in danger and they needed her help. Now Mika here is confused because she's never done anything this adventurous and her brothers were in town. She had no idea who to trust. So she was like, let's just wait till my brothers come back in town. So Ella agreed to the fact. The brothers came back, heard the whole story, and they were absolutely ready to help. But they've never been trained into martial arts or any agency work, so they took a 2-month training with Ella at the agency just to save the parents. Now, apparently, their parents have been kidnapped by some smugglers at their mission that's supposed to happen in Vietnam. So 2 months later, they fly down to Vietnam to save their parents, where they learn that they did not just have Ella as an aunt. They had an entire family back in Vietnam, and they were all smugglers, and they were their parents' real family, and they abandoned the parents because they didn't want any children involved into their smuggling business. Now that they have reunited with their family, they're pretending to like their work and hating. So the Mika's parents are pretending to hate their own work and are feeling more interested into the family's work so they can catch them and hand them over to the agency. Now, the family is not aware of their plan. Ella is. They tell Mika, they tell the twins. So the twins are named Ryan and Brian. So Ryan and Brian are also in on this plan. Mika's in on this plan. Everybody is in on the plan. And they're pretending to like their family. They're feeling all happy and reunited and everything. And no one in the smuggler's family know about their plan. 6 months pass by. They gather all the information they need against the smugglers. And they fly back to LA, telling the smuggler's family that they're going to collect all their stuff from LA and shift completely back to Vietnam, which was a solid reason to why they could fly back to LA. Now, LA is a place where they're having the training, where the agency is. So they fly back to LA, they hand over the information to the agency, get the smugglers arrested, and now Mika's hoping that her life will go back to normal, which it does. They go back to New York, settle in, she goes back to school. She starts working on her designs because she always wanted to be a fashion designer. She started working on her designs. She starts applying to universities, and everything's now back to normal. Ella's living with them. The parents are back. They're still working with the agency. They still go on missions. Everything is normal. Now, one random night, her parents called her into their room. Her brothers are there, and Ella is there, and they all look very tense. And as soon as Mika enters, they all are stumbling and trying to explain things, and she's like, what is going on? So now, the dad says that Mika were not your real parents. We adopted you because your life was in danger from your own family. And now they know where you are and they're going to come after you. So she's like, so what are you going to do? So they're like, we'll have to take you to a safe house for a couple of months, but there you can have online classes from your university. We managed to get you into a New York university, and you will be taking online classes from there, from the safe house. And you'll be able to pursue your dreams, even being in the safe house for 6 months. This happens, and she's like, okay, I'm fine. I really want to live and everything like this. So they go to the safe house. They're there for 2 months, 6 months pass by, nothing happens. On the last day of the 6th month, 200 people break into the safe house, barging in, attacking the parents, attacking everybody, and grabbing Mika and leaving. Now Mika's confused because she's scared, she's depressed. She's like, yo, everybody is what's happening in my life. And then what happens next is even more shocking. So subscribe and like my channel. Also click the notification for part 2 of this story. It gets crazier at the end. So see you guys in the next live. Bye.